Alright, so the day has finally been released for Georgia and Georgia Tech. Um, I am kind of disappointed in it. Last 2 years, 2021, 22, then 22 and 23. Especially 2021. I believe last year's game was like on a Wednesday or Thursday. It might have even been a Tuesday, but it's 2021, the 6 to 26 season. Georgia and Georgia Tech was played on Friday night. That was pretty awesome. Um, and then we get the news today. Georgia and Georgia Tech will be playing December 5th, Tuesday, December 5th at Stegeman Coliseum. This will be the 199th time they've played each other. So next year, when Georgia and Georgia Tech play in McCamish Pavilion in Atlanta, that will mean they have played 200 times. Um, but man, I'm no offense to the people who make the scheduling and stuff, but I really am disappointed about this because Georgia and Georgia Tech is meant to be a Friday night game. I mean, you go to Stegeman Coliseum on Friday night, um, and then the SEC championship game will be a few days before or after. So you go to Stegeman Coliseum, and then you get ready for the SEC championship game. It's Friday night. If they win, you can celebrate the whole night, then wake up Saturday, and just be excited and stuff like that. I'm still excited for the game. Of course, last year in 2021, Georgia tried to rally late, and then they end up losing. And then last year, Georgia had control most of the game, and then Georgia Tech came back. Last 5 minutes, Georgia Tech hit up with a few seconds left, hit a shot, and Georgia got their inbound pass, stole Georgia Tech, with then missed free throws, and then the most awful call of all time. Terry Roberts goes to the rack, he lays it up, and he gets called for a charge. Arguable. I don't believe it was a charge. If anything, it should have been a blocking foul. His feet were not. Terry's feet were set, and the other one, the Georgia Tech player's feet was, so he knew exactly what he was doing. But that's basketball. You have to draw the charges. That's how you win games. And then, not to mention, with 2.1 seconds left, Georgia Tech throws away the inbound pass. Oquendo catches it, and then it just hit off the rim and almost went in. But now we know Clean Old Fashioned Hate will be Tuesday, December 5th. Like I said, this will be the 199th time these two teams have played. So we're almost at 200 meetings between Georgia and Georgia Tech. So that really should be about it. I'm kind of disappointed, but at the same time, I can't control the scheduling. If this was me, the Oregon game would be on Friday, and then the Georgia Tech game would be on a Friday, just to get these kids time to rest for more of a week. But unfortunately, that's not the case this year. Georgia and Georgia Tech will be playing Tuesday, December 5th. There's not been a time. I could kind of give you a time. It's probably going to be around 7 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock questionable, but definitely 7, unless ESPN has anything else, and it's going to be 8 or 9. But I would probably say it's going to be 7 p.m. So, yeah, that's it. That's the only news. That's the first basketball news we've gotten weeks. I mean, we went just 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were getting news every day from the Mercer game. Really started with the game against Mount St. Mary's. So Georgia would play Mount St. Mary's, and then you got the news they played Mercer. And then you got news they would play Winthrop, and then the SEC schedule came out, and then they would announce they would play Florida State, and now we got news that they will be. We knew they were going to play Georgia Tech. It wasn't a matter of what the date was, and now the day has been set. Tuesday, December 5th, Georgia will play Georgia Tech in basketball. Clean Old Fashioned Hate. Georgia Tech's on a 2-game winning streak against Georgia, and it sucks because Georgia was on a 5 or 6 game winning streak before they lost. They didn't play in 2020, so it's time for Georgia to get back in the winning circle against Georgia Tech, and they definitely could do it. So we'll just end that here. Georgia and Georgia Tech, December 5th, Tuesday. it's going to be a good game. But we'll talk more about it when the season comes in. Let's go Hoot Dogs.
Dogs do the improbable, the unthinkable, the unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to wire to win the SEC tournament.